Russian-infiltrated Ukrainian intel used FBI to censor social media, House investigators allege. I mean, gosh, I'm just so sick and tired of the FBI. It seems like more and more stuff is coming out about how corrupt and to the core that they are. The FBI needs to be disbanded. People need to go to prison behind some of the stuff that they're doing. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. It is concerning that the FBI, while collaborating with social media companies to combat alleged Russian disinformation, may have misused its authority by targeting American journalists, anti-Putin activists, and even an official U.S. government account. Yeah, that's right, an official U.S. government account. Shockingly, they even entertained requests from the Ukrainian Secretary of Services, or they call them SBU, an organization known to be infiltrated by pro-Russian elements. Mind you, we're supposed to be anti-Russia. That's what our government is talking about. They're anti-Russia. But the House Judiciary Committee's select panel on the weaponization of the federal government has released an interim staff report shedding light on this censorship pipeline. The report reveals that social media platforms receive requests from the FBI to block certain accounts, and these requests originated from the SBU, which was heavily influenced by Russian agents at the time. The takedown requests encompass various accounts, including an official U.S. government account, American journalists, activists critical of Russia, and those expressing pro-Ukrainian views. Even though I'm totally against the whole Ukraine war. But the FBI would follow up with the platforms to ensure compliance with these requests. And one notable target was the official Russian language Instagram account of the State Department, which the SBU wanted to be removed. The SBU's reasoning for this request, as well as redacted names of other accounts on the list, remain undisclosed. The report reveals communications between the FBI and Twitter, wherein a Twitter official named Yoel Roth, and I talked about him under my Twitter files. You can find out more about this despicable individual. Identified accounts flagged as belonging to, quote, American and Canadian journalists. The report also suggests that the list of Instagram accounts targeted for removal, which included the State Department's account, may have also included an American journalist. It is perplexing why the Ukrainian government would seek to remove an official U.S. government account, as stated in the report. President Zelensky himself acknowledged that the SBU had been extensively infiltrated by Russian-aligned forces during that period. Furthermore, the report questions whether the FBI struggling today, or intentionally relayed the SBU's request to Meta, the parent company of Instagram. The panel also highlighted other instances where the FBI forwarded clearly pro-Ukrainian posts to Meta for removal. Again, I don't really have anything against that, against what people post. I don't care if it's pro or anti. It shouldn't be removed at all. And these posts were often from Ukrainians sharing their experiences and contradicting Russian narratives about the invasion. Some even including hashtags such as Stop Putin, Free Ukraine, Nowhere in Ukraine. Now, again, this is coming from someone who's I'm totally like, I think Ukrainians are corrupt and despicable in what's going on. I believe a lot of it is the Ukrainian Zelensky's fault. That being said, I don't think anything needs to be censored, whether you're pro Ukraine or against Ukraine. I'm all about free speech. And although the report does not directly accuse Russia of involvement in seeking the removal of identified content, it it consistently emphasizes the compromised status of the SBU and criticized the FBI for unquestionably accepting and passing along its takedown request. The report explicitly mentions Ukrainian President Zelensky's dismissal of the SBU chief in July of 2020 due to pervasive Russian infiltration. It underscores the SBU's historical ties to Russian security forces, or FSB, as a successor of the Soviet Union's KGB. The panel also refers to statements made by former SBU Deputy Chair Viktor Yahun, who acknowledged the SBU's historically close ties with the FSB, although he noted that Ukrainian patriots within the organization were always a minority. That's the same thing they say about about Nazis and their military. Oh, it's a minority, or they totally ignored, even though they still walking around with the Hitler the Nazi symbols and the emblems and things like that. The panel draws attention to Russian seizure of Chernobyl nuclear facility in February 2022, citing reports that concluded this was a result of Russian infiltration of the SBU. But this whole thing is a mess, both sides. Y'all know how I feel about the whole Ukrainian war stuff. Even though we know that the globalists and the elites, they're the ones that were poking Putin and poking the bear. We had a deal with Putin that we would not put missiles on his border. We would not accept Ukraine into NATO, which would put missiles on his border, have NATO on his border, and we backtracked on that, and even Chancellor Merkel admitted to the fact that the whole thing was a lie. The deal they made with the Russians was a lie. So the West can't even be trusted. So I don't even blame really Putin about what's going on with the whole Ukrainian war right now. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.